Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Today I'm going to review for you, I'm going to do it in two parts, a purchase that I recently made on Facebook Marketplace. We're going to talk a little bit about the marketplace itself. We'll talk about how to value items that you may see on there in the fishing equipment world, and how to kind of judge whether the pricing is right. So I thought I got a good deal when I made the purchases. It involved rods, reels, and tackle boxes. It was a closeout. Somebody was trying to clean out years and years worth of tackle that they no longer used. And for the right price, it made sense to purchase the entire lot. Normally when I go on the Facebook Marketplace or eBay or any of those, and I don't go on there frequently, but when I do, when I get bored and have nothing to do, which is a joke, I occasionally will go through there. And the other day, in a rainy, miserable northeast day, I just decided to take a look, and sure enough, there was a lot there that I found interest in. So I'm going to review for you the tackle box finds and the rods in this segment. Then we'll go over to the other reels. I paid slightly over $200 for it, for those of you keeping score. I think I did well. And I'll tell you a little bit about why I was interested in what I was interested in, and what I'm going to preview for you will be some of the upcoming projects. Normally what I'll do is I'll look for the reels, and you got to beware on the reels on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of times folks are asking retail, and if you're in the business of reconditioning or looking for reels to kind of clean up, make better, and give a second chance to, well, you got to be aware that some of those may be priced to the point where it doesn't make sense to go do that. A lot of times people are flipping reels. They have no idea what it is that's underneath them. That goes with eBay and some of the other online sites. So it's buyer beware in that regard. And as I mentioned, I'm not a real big fan of it, but from time to time I will find some stuff. So in this find, I actually wound up with about 10 rods, about 8 reels, and 4 tackle boxes filled with some older stuff that for the most part I'll give a second chance. Now, one of the things I do with a lot of the tackle that comes out of my tackle boxes is I donate it. In some cases I will, if it's ready to get refished again, I'll just put it in a little envelope, and when some folks come in for service, I'll hand them that kind of as a thank you, in addition to giving them back their repaired reel. And occasionally I'll find a piece that I actually want to go fishing with, and I'll put that in my own box and give it a try. A lot of times I'll see something unique in there, and I'm just interested in the way that item fishes, and so I'll tie it up to a rod, I'll throw it out there, and I'll see how it swims or how it sinks or how it performs with the fishing that I'm doing. So let's start with the tackle boxes first. Again, remember the whole big picture here. It's hard to put a pricing or a value on any particular item, but we'll just kind of go through those. And as we go through those, I want to thank our first responders and essential personnel and everybody who's involved in keeping us safe during the pandemic. Your efforts truly are appreciated, whether you're in law enforcement, fire, first aid, rescue, whether you're a teacher, essential employee, any kind of personnel working in the transit systems, the supply chains for food delivery, the restaurant chains and to-goes, and everybody. Thank you for all of this that you've been doing during the pandemic. Hopefully we're going to break through on this soon. The vaccines are up, those vaccinated are up, and looks like some of the restrictions are getting eased. So thank you for all you do. Please remember everybody that's still hospitalized, everybody that's still infected with the coronavirus, and please do all you can to keep yourself safe during this pandemic. All right, so the tackle boxes, there were 4 tackle boxes. They were kind of split up with saltwater and freshwater. Here in New Jersey, we have the opportunity to fish both, although where I'm located, the large predominance of the folks fishing are doing saltwater fishing. Saltwater fishing involves, among other things, using a lot of lead sinkers to keep on the bottom for the targeted fish. In some cases we use floats that are going to keep the bait off of the bottom, just enough so that wandering crabs and some of the species that maybe you're not targeting are kept away from your bait. And then of course we have some floats or corks or bobbers, depending on where you are in the nation or in the country, and those are used to suspend your bait at a certain depth in the water. So this is probably, you can't see it very well, but I probably got about 20 pounds of lead in here, all in various types of sinker configurations, the floating eggs, the bank sinkers, the pyramid sinkers, and the like. I have an awful lot of connectors in here, the swivels that hold them together, the tie-down loops on the connecting links, and a few hooks. So if you're just judging, sinkers today are about 10 cents an ounce, I think, if I remember, somewhere in that vicinity. So 20 pounds or 15 pounds, whatever I have in here, that's an awful lot of 10 cents pieces. So there's probably a value of $40 or $50 in the sinkers alone in this box. So I don't normally chase tackle boxes. Rarely do I chase tackle boxes, but they came as part of the group, and so there you go. The ever-present, omnipresent Mitchell 300 spool is in here, as is a spool for the Okuma Avenger AV50. A very well sanded spool from the Okuma Avenger 50. I'll clean that up, and I get these come in the shop every now and then. What I'll probably do next time one comes in the shop, if I clean it up, I'll just give it to the person who brought the reel in. And then I have two here, which are the Fight and Drag, so that's probably a Shimano. Kind of hard to say. Yeah, this is the Magnolite GTX 2100, 2 spools for that. So I guess the fellow that was fishing this had one of those. That didn't come in the sale, but I guess they did. A raincoat, unused, nice. A whole host of hooks that are still in boxes or packages. I kept those. There was a lot of loose hooks. There were some rusted hooks. There were a lot of jigs and the like that were just broken down. It was something that I don't choose to keep, as well as partial lines of reels lining. I don't keep those. Here's fly line I did keep, and fly line backing, which I did keep as well. We'll see if I can find a fly fisherman who's interested in that stuff. All right, and then the last box is a whole set of lures. I didn't do a count, but just eyeballing this thing, there's probably 20 or 25 lures. This came more out of the freshwater box. We have a lot of spinner baits. We have some blades. We have some pumpkin seeds and the like, a couple of poppers. And these are the ones, as I mentioned, I don't tend to keep a lot of these, but I'm interested in how they swim if I haven't seen one before. For example, this one's got a blade on it. It's a minnow with a blade on it. Blue Fox number 2. I think we're going to put that on the pole. We're going to give it a swim. I'm interested in see how it performs and if the fish like that. So the tackle boxes, I will consider that bonuses. A lot of this stuff I'll put in the envelopes and hand out to folks if I choose not to fish with that, and just as a way to say thank you. So let's move our attention over to the rods then. As I mentioned, there's 8 or 10 rods here, and a good mixture between them. This is a Garcia rod. It's a beautiful little 4.5 foot rod. It's a Connellan. And it's an ultralight action rod. Maybe I'll put that spinner rod, that spinner bait over there on with that. The other odd one I got in this assortment was a fly rod. I don't do fly fishing. It's on my bucket list. This one is a Martin Reel Company Mohawk, New York rod. It's an 8/6 with a line weight of 8. I have the reel. Well, I have a reel. I believe this is a saltwater reel that I have. But I have a reel that I'm ready to go with. I just haven't got there. So maybe with that line backing, that rod and that reel, maybe one day over the summer I'll have some fun with that one and just go catch some flies in the trees. This is an interesting old rod that I got, and what's interesting about it is the kind of the naming on it. It's kind of hard to see. So let's see if we can bring this into focus here. This is it's a hardware store one, actually. It's called Meltzer and Sons. It says hardware. It says guns, fishing, tackle. It's an outwater rod, and this is actually in Garfield, New Jersey, which is a suburb of New York City. I want to find out about this. I'm sure that store is not around, My guess is that that store was probably around in the 50s, maybe the 60s, and I'm just curious to find out where and a little bit more of the history on that. Okay, moving over to some of the things that got me interested in this lot. This is an 8-foot Shakespeare ugly stick in beautiful condition. This is typically of what we're fishing with in the Bayshore area. That's kind of the harbor of New York City. This is a medium action ugly stick, 2-piece rod, and really like this one a lot. With the pandemic, rod and reel sales have been up significantly, and rod and reel sales couldn't be better. There's always somebody looking for one today, and it's hard to get the new ones because of the pandemic, so a lot of people are turning their way to the back end. This one I can't find the label on. It very much looks like a ugly stick, but it's not. It looks like a custom rod of some description. This is a 7-foot. Again, this is perfect and ideal for the area that I'm in, and I'm sure we'll find a home for that. This is an older one. Beautiful rod. It's not that old because you can see the line guides are a more modern line guide, but this is a nice light action cork based, and I'm going to think that maybe this one is possibly a custom rod based on what I'm seeing there. I also have another ultralight rod here. This is a 2-piece Daiwa Regal, and this one is for crappie and the like, local pond fishing. You're not going to do much, but boy does that have action to it, right? That's a fast action rod when you can bend the rod like that and almost touch nose to toes, if you will, and that one will be good. So 3 more of these. I have a 10-foot pole. I believe this is a Garcia, although I can't find the markings on it anywhere. The coloring would tell me it's a Garcia rod, but I could be wrong with that. Beautiful cork handle, long extension for surf casting, 10-foot pole, which is ideal. And this one, maybe I'll put one of my 302s on that, take that fishing, see how that one performs. There's another one of these, again, earlier stage. This one says it's a star rod. I'm not sure what a star rod is. It could be a custom made, I'm not sure. It has those new insert type things, and it has the more current foam based blank. This is very dry. This one probably hasn't fished in a long time. My guess is this one's around the 1990s or so, but it's got fishing left, and that's the idea here with Second Chance Tackle, is to take it fishing. And then the monster rod, I think I probably made my money back just in this rod alone. So this is another ugly stick. It's hard to see, the darn thing's so big, but this is an ugly stick, and it's an 11-foot ugly stick, 2-piece rod, beautiful condition, ready to go surf fishing out in the Atlantic Ocean. We're going to grab a big reel with this one. It's got the Fuji guides on it, and I'm ready to take that one fishing. So that's part one. We had 4 tackle boxes, we had about 10 rods, we had an awful lot of pieces and parts and things like that go along with it. And by itself, I think that's probably worth the price paid. Like I said, it was just over $200 that I paid. I'm sure I'll recapture that either in personal use or in selling these out, or kind of getting them to people who can sell these out. And the next part we'll preview is the reels that came along with this. So stay tuned, watch for that second episode, and please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay watching. Please subscribe if you're interested in these types of things, as I frequently post, and we'll be posting in the near future. Thanks again. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.